So crochet flowers are definitely having a moment right now. So I figured it was my turn to try it out, jump on the bandwagon. But I wanted to see what I could do with not only free patterns but also just yarn from the Dollar Tree. You guys know I love to crochet without spending a lot of money. I like finding yarn on sale or at the Dollar Tree, and I love free patterns. So welcome to the pretty paradise. Make sure you subscribe, especially if you want to help my channel grow. It's still really small. Please leave a comment and watch till the end. Alright, so I use Premier Just Worsted yarn. It's size 4. You can find it at the Dollar Tree. And I used it in the colors Pale Pink, Ballet Pink, Ruby, and Cream. And like I said, this is one of my favorite yarns. You can find it at the Dollar Tree. If it's not at your Dollar Tree, make sure you use my link in the description box for 10% off Premier yarns. And then I also use the color Moss for the stems for all of the flowers we're going to be crocheting. So all the patterns that I used in this video to make the flowers, they're all going to be linked in the description box. I really like how this pattern turned out. The petals have so much detail, and I like how it's all one piece. You didn't have to crochet each and every individual petal. And also, it's a really nice change from amigurumi, because now you're like crocheting side to side instead of in the rounds. So it was just so fun to crochet, and the rose isn't even assembled yet and it's already so beautiful. While crocheting, I learned a new word, sepal. It's like the base of the rose that kind of holds all the petals together. It's this green part here. So this part was also really simple to crochet too, and it didn't take long at all. I think I counted like the rounds wrong, because she didn't work in continuous rounds. She would like slip stitch and chain one at the end of the round. So I kind of lost track of the counting, and I feel like I added a few too many leaves here, but it still turned out nice in the end. I thought so. So that was the only part that was kind of hard. I kind of lost track. But here's a sneak peek of the video tutorial that I used. Make sure you go subscribe. She has so many beautiful flowers. A lot of them looked hard, but it really wasn't as hard as it seemed. And then for the stems, I got these at Walmart and they were only 98 cents. And I found these in the section where they have those fake decorative floral things. So definitely check these out. So now that we crocheted all the pieces for our flower, it's time to assemble it. So get out your glue gun. And this was my first flower, and this is where I made my first mistake. And that was, you could see here, the stem is sticking out like way too far. It goes like way too far up the rows. So lesson learned, I had to end up cutting it later with a wire cutter, which you'll see later. And I actually ended up making like the whole wire shorter because it was just way too long for my liking. But my mistake was making that stem too long, and like it went like past the rose petals. You guys will see in a little bit. So this was obviously my mistake and my fault. Nothing to do with the tutorial, the pattern that I followed. But other than that, I really liked with these flowers how it was just kind of easy to tuck in the ends, and it's almost foolproof, and you're not spending a lot of time weaving in the ends. And if there's a little bit mistake, since you roll it up, it kind of covers a lot of that. So this is definitely a beginner friendly crochet project. And I like how easy it is to put together. You just get out your glue gun. It's so much easier than sewing and super fun. Alright, so now that we have the rose assembled onto the stem wire, you could definitely see my mistake here, how the wire's sticking out and how I had to cut it later. And then don't make this mistake because it was kind of hard to cut it because some of it was still glued on to the yarn. And now here's the second part with the sepal, how you put that on. And it's kind of nice because you don't have to shut the magic ring so tight because you put it through the magic ring. So that's the reason why these flowers are very beginner friendly. And then another really nice touch that I loved was how they wrapped the yarn around the stem. At the end, like all the way down the stem, we wrapped the yarn around, and it really makes it cohesive, so the whole flower is like covered in yarn, and it's just a really nice touch. There's so much detail to it. So yeah, here I was just finishing up the rose, wrapping the yarn around the stem while watching some Disney videos. Comment below what you like to watch while you're crocheting. So it was just fun and relaxing. And then once I fixed the stem that was too long, it turned out so beautiful and I was so happy. So I tried 3 different patterns in this video, and the next one I'm going to show you is the easiest of the 3 patterns. This is from Allie Newbury here on YouTube. There's a reason this tutorial has more than 2 million views, because it was so easy to follow and turned out so beautiful. In her tutorial, she used like wooden skewers for the stems. So that's where I thought I would try a chopstick, because it kind of looked like that in the video. And then also in the comments, somebody said that they didn't even have like any skewers, so they like went outside and got like a stick from like, you know, like from a tree, like from nature outside. Anyway, so I thought I would see how a chopstick would work. You guys know I keep these when I get takeout because I use them for sewing sticks for my amigurumi. It helps a lot when I'm sewing my plushies, putting them together. So that's why I thought, why not try to use it as a stem today. So I got out my glue gun and started gluing the rose petals onto it. And so the rose was very easy to crochet. It was the easiest of the pattern, but it was still turned out very beautiful. So here's how the rose looked once the petals were all glued together and assembled. I just loved it. It was beautiful, but I do think next time I will go back to the wire stems because the chopstick was just too stiff for me, and the wires, you can move it more and it almost makes it feel lifelike, but it was still so beautiful. And this last tutorial here was the most challenging, but it turned out really nice. There was a lot of detail and it ended up being a very big, beautiful rose that was still one piece, not several different petals, because some of the tutorials they have you crocheting one petal at a time, but this was one big piece. So I did like that, even though it was a little bit challenging. Another thing I learned while crocheting all these flowers is pretty much each one you assemble it in the same manner, as far as like gluing it and wrapping it around the stem and rolling it up. But I'm wondering if this last tutorial, if it was supposed to be lined up precisely when you wrapped it. It was still beautiful, but you could see how it's like extra ruffly, so I'm not sure. And then I did repeat those first 2 tutorials. I did do those again, just in different colors, and you could see this time I'm being very careful to make sure my stem doesn't go too far up and goes through the entire rose. So I made 2 more roses from those 2 patterns I did earlier, just because I wanted to make sure I had enough to make a bouquet. And as you know from the video, this is my first time crocheting like realistic flowers. I made a few like puff flowers and stuff that were more decorative for like decorating plushies and bags and stuff like this. But this is my first time crocheting like realistic looking flowers. So if you made flowers before, please comment below what patterns you use, whether they're paid or free. I'd love to check them out. And I would love to see, if you do like make flowers, I would love to see yours. That's kind of what inspired me, just seeing all the crochet flowers everywhere. They were so beautiful. It made sense why they were so popular, and I was like, I gotta try these because they're so pretty, and I could tell that flowers really brighten up everyone's day, even if they're not real. So please let me know what other crochet flower patterns or tutorials I should check out, or other supplies you use, like if there's a different yarn you think works better for flowers or something like that. Please comment below. Okay, and now that our rose is pretty much all assembled, just need to tuck in a few ends and finish it up. I'm going to wrap it up in a bouquet with the other flowers next, and I won't talk through that. That way, if in case you enjoy all the ASMR sounds, then it'll be nice and quiet for that. So yeah, let's just finish tucking in the ends, and then we'll get all our flowers together and Alright, here's my finished bouquet. Let me know what you think of it. If you like how it turned out, please comment below and let me know what flowers I should crochet next, or if you think it needs a little bit more flowers. Or I've seen some people put like a little plushie, like a strawberry or like a teddy bear or bumblebee in it. Please comment what I should add. And thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.